Welcome to the HR Empowerment Podcast, where we will uncover strategies and new insights from HR professionals who discuss up-to-date regulations, best practices, and the most pressing topics like diversity and equity, leadership, dealing with difficult situations, and much more that affect your bottom line and business. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, Wendy Sellers here, the HR lady. Thanks for coming back. Today we're going to be talking about creating a work positive culture that increases productivity and profits. Otherwise, why are we in business, right? So we have an amazing guest here today. But before we get there, we also have JC. Hey JC, how you doing up there?
Wendy, I am freezing my rear end off. I can't even lie to you. It was a beautiful sunny day up here near the Canadian border. However, at the same time, it was 19 degrees when I stepped outside. So, you know, it's all about taking that, even though it might be negative for some, I face it as a positive experience, try to step outside and invigorate myself for the day, because ultimately, at the end of the day, a positive culture can result in 30% higher customer satisfaction levels, depending on what we're doing. Now, I think we're going to learn a lot more about this from a true professional out there. I've got a little intro written right now. Do you mind if I read that, Wendy?
Go for it.
Dr. Joey, an executive coach and host of the Work Positive podcast, is the author of Work Positive in a Negative World, Team Edition. With over 1,000 published articles and a global reach, he speaks to thousands annually about fostering positive work cultures. He lives on Pleasant Gap Farm with his family and pets. Please welcome Dr. Joey.
Yay! Man, so how much is that going to cost me?
Just an hour of your time.
Just an hour of my time. Wow. I mean, that's about the nicest sounding thing since my mom spoke to me last. So, I mean, that's you're amazing, JC. Hey, by the way, I'm sorry you're having a heat wave up there today. If it's all the way up to 19, you got to be sweating bullets, man.
Sweating.
Yeah, poor thing. I'm coming in from sunny Florida, but it's a little chilly down here, but nothing like you guys. And you're, so I will not, get anything thrown at me through the computer.
What is it, down to 62 in Florida today? That's just
it's going down to the 50s tonight.
Oh my God, you're going to have to put on all 3 pair of flip-flops that you have.
I'm just not going outside. All right. With that said, hey, Dr. Joey, thank you so much for, showing up today and talking to our listeners. Most of our listeners are wearing HR hats or in the HR space. And, I just wanted to ask you, how the heck did you end up where you are now? Talk to us about your experience.
Yeah, well, I led nonprofits, groups of volunteers for 20 years. And if you want to learn how to do culture, remove from your playbook the ability to fire people and to have a paycheck to motivate them. You very quickly begin to discover a set of intangibles that drive results far better than any amount of money. Now, Joey, you're crazy. Well, maybe not, but just Google any survey that you want to and find out what's really important to people about work. Money falls somewhere between 3rd and 6th for most people. And so there's just some more important things than money. So that's where my journey took me through nonprofits. And so I learned how to create a positive work culture, because connecting individuals with the mission of that nonprofit is so important. Connect at a story level, because our brains think in stories. I'm obviously from the South. We love to tell stories. So it was like a match made in heaven.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I have been on quite a few of nonprofit boards, unpaid. So I actually agree with you about the thing that, you have to find out what people are passionate about and hire them if their passion can fit somewhere in your company. Of course, you have to pay them. These days, you definitely have to
pay them because you have a sustainable company.
Yeah, right. We wish everybody had a sustainable company, especially the nonprofits. It's hard, but it really, it is important to make sure that you ask your employees, what do you want? Because you might be giving them a benefit that nobody's even signing up for. Then why do we have this benefit? Why are we paying for everybody, or, all the administration that goes with it? Why don't we just ask them, what do you want? course. If you ask me, I say a couple $1 million so I could retire early. But honestly, I was thinking about that today. I'm a workhorse, and I was like, I don't know if I'm really going to retire. I'm still going to have to do something to, share my passion, whether that's helping nonprofits, whether that's working part-time still. It's really more of, I don't think I can stop working. What are your thoughts on that, Dr. Joey?
Well, as long as I'm having fun, let's keep going. And when fishing with my granddaughter or riding a horse with my granddaughter becomes more fun than work, then I might consider it. But to your point, Wendy, we all have this internal drive for passion and purpose, and the alignment of those and giving expression to those is what really drives us. I've known so many, and most of them were men, so many men that retired at what we would consider typical retirement age. Dude, they're dead in like anywhere from 6 months to 5 years because they lost their passion. Now, if golf's your passion, you can do that all the time. But most of them say, okay, I go to the golf course 3 days a week, things like that. So we as human beings really have this need to, we're social creatures, to be with other people, to give expression to other people, to find meaning, purpose, and satisfaction in our lives, generally speaking. And work is an amazing way to give expression to that. And then when you create belonging, which is that point of intersection where my personal purpose aligns with the company purpose, and my leader helps me understand how my daily tasks contribute to the fulfillment of a sustainable company that aligns with the company purpose, you're off to the races. I mean, every day, my goal is to help companies create such a positive work environment that people look forward to Monday as much as they do Friday. I mean,
wouldn't that be nice? That would be amazing.
It is nice. You can wake up every morning energized and ready to give expression to your best self right there in the workplace. And fortunately, one of the benefits to come out of the pandemic is that we've begun to realize what's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Hold your thoughts on more for a second here, because I do want to wrap this up so we can go into session 2. But in the beginning of session 2, I do have a story to share with you about what you just mentioned about golf and retirement. So everybody come back soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining the HR Empowerment Podcast, brought to you by Aurora Training Advantage. We hope you've gained new insight and strategies to navigate the HR profession. We look forward to you joining us again on the HR Empowerment Podcast.